Now, y'all know I hate filming in my bedroom, but this has to be said. I have lost over 75 pounds naturally, and every now and then I'll post like a throwback photo or like I'll do a trend, and I genuinely forget that there are people who don't know that about me. Like they only know this version of me, the version that's in a thinner body, who's very disciplined, who, like they only know this version of me. I say all that to say I have no problem giving tips, tricks, advice, or whatever, but people don't seem to believe me when I say the single biggest thing. Like, if I had to pinpoint one thing that helped me lose over 75 pounds, it was focus on my mental health. And I get it. It's very unsexy to say, be mindful of what you're eating and move more and prioritize your mental health so you can lower your cortisol. Like, I get that that's not sexy. I get that people want to take a pill or a shake, or, they want to hear that, like, I climbed, Mount Kilimanjaro. Like, they want to hear that you're so extreme because in their mind, they want to justify the fact that they can't do it. And I am here to say you can do it. Like, if anything, I continuously use my platform to say that I can do it, so can you. I am no one special. Now, I say this as someone who is single and doesn't have kids, and I won't apologize for that because I was very intentional about the lifestyle that I wanted. But I will say that I recognize that I live a very different life. I do know that I have certain privileges of not, owing anybody my time, but that's by design. That's because I wanted it that way. But when it came to me regulating my nervous system and focusing on prioritizing my health, I had to ask myself, were all those friends in my life, did I need them? Was it beneficial for me to be at Thanksgiving with abusers? And listen, I'm not a therapist. I know we don't want to talk about these things, but I had to reverse engineer my bad habits. I had to get to a place where I was very honest and say, when I am in situations like that, we'll take, Thanksgiving or any holiday. When I was in situations where I was in close proximity to my abusers, I was drinking more, I was eating, processed junk. I was doing anything. Like, it wasn't even just like a comfort meal or ice cream or whatever. Like, it was overeating to the point of like, what can I do to numb this pain? What can I do to not deal with that? So this is why I say focus on your mental health. And I'm not saying cut people out of your life, but like, I had to take a hard look of my life, and I encourage you to do the same. Whatever that means for you. At the same time, with your friendships, like, I am not saying, be selfish and prioritize your peace or whatever, because I think like we have demonized like that sort of speak to justify being selfish. I am the friend who will take someone to the airport. I am the friend who will go out of my way to, cook someone a meal. I'm the friend who will watch your kids. Again, I don't have kids, but I don't mind watching yours. Like, I do generally think we need to be a good friend, but at the same time, I had to evaluate my friendships. I had to evaluate my nervous system because I was feeling some type of way when I would see my friend at the gym and then I'd find out that they're having a really big party without me. I don't like that feeling, so it's things like that. And that's no disrespect to that person because we're still mutuals on this app and I love her. I wish her the best. But I had to sit with my friend groups and realize, okay, am I giving too much in this friendship and how is that making me feel? And it's not only just the feelings of being, included or excluded. Like, I had a friend group who all they wanted to do was, go to places that were like pretty for social media and like overeat and overdrink. And I'm just not that type of person. So I had to take a very hard look at myself and realize that, was I being included? Yes. But is that what was best for me? No. And again, I'm not telling you to cut people off. I'm just saying, look at your friend groups. Are they good for your nervous system? Do you feel settled with them? Once you've done all the unfun stuff, once you've taken a hard look in the mirror, once you really realize the ways that you are self-sabotaging, then you can get to all the fun ways that you can work on your mental health. So for me, trust me, I hate it too. But when I start my day with walks, I feel better. And yes, I am human. I joke about it too. I'd be like, adulting is so ghetto. There are days where I run late, where I can't, walk in the morning because, again, I am human and I notice it. I notice that I just don't feel as connected to my body. I don't feel as, I don't want to say like optimal, like it's a cheat code, but like I genuinely feel better when I start my day with movement. I genuinely feel better when I go to the gym. I could be, stressed out, whatever feelings that I'm feeling. If I go to like an F45 or if I go to dance class, I will 99.9% of the time feel a lot better when I'm done. So those are things that I do for my mental health. But those are the fun things that I do for my mental health. I am a big journaler. You don't have to journal. Sometimes you can just think about it. But at the same time, journaling and having a plan, like, again, those are things that I do to set myself up for success. So for me, focusing on my mental health could look like starting my day with the walk, going through my day, and then going to work out in the afternoon or dancing or stretching, whatever. But at the same time, for me, focusing on my mental health could mean journaling and making sure that I'm doing groceries so that I'm not scrambling, because I am someone who likes to be prepared. I don't like the feeling of not having an ingredient that I need for dinner. I don't like the feeling of like not having anything to cook. And I know, if I was being honest, that I would be lazy on Sunday and I would not feel like doing groceries or meal prepping or whatever. But like when I say focus on my mental health, I do those things regardless. Now, again, I am human. Do I always feel like going grocery shopping? No, I don't. I had to realize that I'm a person who would rather pay for convenience for the sake of my mental health, for the sake of having everything I need to meal prep, for the sake of just having what I need when I need it. I would rather pay for my groceries to be delivered. And it's the same thing with my house. I have a 3-bedroom house, and sometimes I just don't have the bandwidth, I don't have the energy, or I would rather do other things that are good for my mental health. Like I would rather go for a walk, or I would rather go to a gym or go to a workshop, and so I hire someone to clean my house. Those are the things that I really try to explain to people. Yes, it may come at a cost or an inconvenience, but at the end of the day, that is how I prioritize my mental health and my well-being. And 10 out of 10 times the money's worth it. I say all this to say moving your body is great. I'm never going to demonize anybody who goes to the gym for whatever reason. And I'm never going to demonize anybody who decides to eat mindful or better, whatever that means for you. But I will say, if you don't address some of the self-sabotaging behaviors, if you don't address some of the reasons behind the whys of what you do, eventually you're going to repeat some of those bad habits. And I don't say this because I'm a know-it-all, and I don't think I addressed it on this channel, but I lost 75 pounds twice. And I am so ashamed to say that, but it's my truth. I lost the weight and I gained it back within 3 months, because at the end of the day, when I was having a stressful day and I was triggered, what was I going to do? Fall back into old habits. And if I had a stressful week and I had a stressful month, what was I going to do? Fall back into old habits. Trust me when I say, if you don't focus on your mental health, if you don't, take a hard look at all the ways that you are self-sabotaging your wellness journey, you may lose the weight. Not saying it's impossible, but if you don't address some of those triggers, you probably will gain it back. Like when I give life advice or when I, tell my story, I come from a place of experience because I've tried literally everything the wrong way. So trust me when I say the number one thing you can do for your wellness journey, for your weight loss journey, is focus on your mental health. Hope that helps.